digital nomad mom, remote worker, and also I have carpal tunnel syndrome. So recently I posted a short video of my new keyboard called the Logi Ergo K860. So I've got a bunch of people asking me questions about it, and I feel like I have enough experience using it that I'm able to share my initial impressions of this ergonomic keyboard. It is almost 7,000 pesos in Shopee. So I was actually hesitant to buy it because it's so expensive, but I have carpal tunnel syndrome and my doctor already told me that I need surgery. So I'm currently exploring options before I resort to surgery. And that's why, it's better to upgrade your tech if it will help. And also, that's the only thing, that's the only advantage of carpal tunnel syndrome. I'm able to play around with different techs, both hardware, both hardware and software. So I also have a lot of tips about speech to text, but I'm gonna save that for later. But for now, I wanted to show you my keyboard. Am I able to flip? This is the first time that I'm going live from my phone, so let's see how this goes. Okay, so this is the keyboard. It's pretty huge, as you can see, and some people thought it's like two keyboards being merged into one. So it's the normal keyboard. Oh, where is my other keyboard? Before this, I'm actually using a Logitech wireless keyboard as well. It was supposed to be here. So yeah, but the main feature here is this amazing memory foam where you can rest your wrist, and it's super comfortable. And the good thing about this too is that it has number pad, and this is split in two. So the great thing about my experience is in high school is that I had a typing class. And in the typing class, our goal was to type without looking at the keys. So I memorized the keys. So that's why it's easier for me to type here, because I just have to adjust the angle a little bit and I can still type without looking. So I'm not sure if what's your training for typing. So I actually prepared myself for a lot of learning curve here, because I watched a video and he said there's like a huge learning curve for typing in this type of keyboard. But for me, there was almost no learning curve because I picked it up pretty quickly and just adjusted the angle of my hands, and then, it's the same thing. And so, yeah, it's very comfortable without a doubt. It is the best keyboard, most comfortable keyboard that I ever had. So I actually have to use the wrist guard all the time, and I hate it because when I'm sweaty, it's so itchy, and it's so, yeah, it's hot in the Philippines. So I live in the Philippines, so it's hot and humid, and I really want to avoid wearing wrist guard all the time. But I had to wear them previously, but today I tried not wearing a wrist guard, but I made sure to do my stretching. So I'm currently undergoing physical therapy, and my therapist told me that I have to really do the stretches. So yeah, it is super comfortable that I'm able to not use a wrist guard anymore, and it's actually protecting my wrist, because the super important thing about having carpal tunnel syndrome is that you shouldn't like press on your wrist too long, and ideally you're hovering while typing. So that's one critical thing that I've learned about carpal tunnel syndrome, and I've never really noticed it, but I'm pressing when I'm typing, so that's could worsen the carpal tunnel syndrome. But with here, it's very soft, and your hands are in a perfect ergonomic position when typing. So yeah, I've had many mechanical keyboards before, but I feel like they're actually making my carpal tunnel syndrome worse. And this one also doesn't bounce a lot. It's super soft. Each keys are super soft. So I'm just gonna type something here, and maybe I can put the camera here. So I'm not sure if you can see it. Yeah. So, so I, I wanted to show you how comfortable it is. Yeah. So, yeah. So it's not so bouncy that it hurts my fingers, and it's just the right amount of soft and bounciness in all areas. So I'm really grateful for this keyboard. I know there are actually more there are cheaper versions of like similar design like this. I know Microsoft has one because I've watched a video comparing both, but the Microsoft one seems to be clunky and there's not like a huge difference. So if you're using it as part of like a your medical health, I think it's worth it. So the only thing is that this doesn't get separated. So if I feel, because my hands are like sweaty all the time, so I think it's gonna worn out pretty quickly, and you can't replace this. My plan is to maybe put just a cloth over here so that um, it doesn't get ruined quickly. So I definitely love it, and I'm so glad that we bought it. And I feel like if I just stick with my therapy and rest my hands, and I can survive without the wrist working without the wrist guard, and also have the um, voice speech to text thing, and I'm gonna show you. So you have to turn it on your Windows, and it's like very accurate compared to your phone, at least for me. So it's been a long time since I've used an Apple product, so maybe. So anywhere where you are able to type, you can use speech to text. So the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So for some reason it's oh yeah, it's still typing. It's really good. It is pretty accurate, and I use this when I'm replying emails, LinkedIn messages, and it saves a lot of time typing. And I also have so many hacks. So let's see if yeah, I'm just gonna so see it's. I also turned on the auto punctuation, so you have to where can I see the setting? You have to turn on the auto punctuation, and so far it's actually pretty accurate, which I'd love because I don't have to edit all of the sentences, because on Android, if I use speech to text, it doesn't recognize the punctuation, so then I have to read all of the chunky text, and then I have to figure out where to put the punctuation. So but for Windows, it's really a lot easier, and most of the time the only thing that it doesn't get right are the names. So what I do is I just type the name and then start the speech to text, because I've had many not many, but I had two embarrassing situations where I didn't edit the name, so it was the wrong. So like instead of Catherine, Kathryn, it was like Catherine. So, it's embarrassing, and it seems rude to call people differently. Yeah, so this is my current setup. I am changing my mouse into I forgot I think it's vertical mouse. That my position of the hands is like this and not like this, because again it's pressing into the surface, and you're supposed to not press it. Yeah. So I'm suffering for carpal tunnel syndrome for almost 2 years now. It started during the pandemic, because I guess I had a new baby at that time. I had my second baby. I was like cooking a lot in the house, and there's just so many things that we're doing inside the house because it was a lockdown. So yeah, this is the wait. And it's Bluetooth connection. And it has you need a AAA battery to be able to use it. Oh, and it's actually, you can, I haven't played around with this, but you can make it higher if you want. Yeah, that doesn't look comfortable to me, so I haven't used that. And you can also use the, not the Bluetooth one. Oh, my husband is here. Maybe you can tell me. What's the thing? The USB thing that you have to put so that there's a connection between your laptop and the USB dongle. So you can also use that, but I just like the Bluetooth setup because also I don't have a space in my USB hub for another, because this one also has a USB dongle. Oh, yeah. Oh, so I have to figure out how I'm gonna connect the mouse. So I guess it will just take up. So yeah, it's all keyboard, and I have a laptop, keyboard, mouse, wireless, and then I connect the this one, and we also got in Shopee or maybe Lazada. I really love it. So it makes the table nicer and neater. So yeah, I hope you like it and you consider buying it. I'm gonna link to the Shopee link as well. If you have more questions about this ergonomic keyboard and suffering from carpal tunnel syndrome, especially if you're a writer, so I have so many tips. Yeah, just let me know. Please feel free to comment. Have a great weekend.